Well, thank you for the invitation, and I'm really happy to be back in the museum and in the city. I will speak about my project Stop, Saw, Reset that was exhibited on the last triennial of international tapestry textile art here in museum for textile art, the 17th triennial. Well, for those who visited the exhibition, probably you saw that the work is unfinished. It's still in process. I have still a picture from the exhibition and the tapestry hanging here in the museum. I will start with the first picture of the very first workshop of realizing and creating this piece. We call it Gobelin. It started in December 2015 in Ravne na Koroškem in Slovenia. This is the region Carinthia on the north of Slovenia, and it's happening in Intergenerational Center, which is like the institution for different generations, but mainly, I would say, elderly people or people in pension, but those that are very active go there and attend different activities. And one of the activities among different ones is the tapestry. And it's also the only very artistic one. I would also say still that the dimension of it, of the work is 2 meters high and 3 meters wide. It's one piece and it's meant to be realized in 50 colors. The idea behind is basically connecting different generations and exchange the knowledge. So this is the image of the work. It's not tapestry, it's only the image. It's basically a screenshot. It represents an error, digital into pixels divided image from the screen. It is a random click that happened in one moment, and I captured this image. What interests me here mostly okay. What interests me here mostly is this time aspect, that this image was captured in one short moment, but the creation, the realization of this in tapestry, in Gobelin, takes many years. So it's also this generation gap. One day when this will be finished, maybe this image will be already retro. So for some generations coming behind us, maybe those will not even be, well, maybe those will not immediately recognize the image anymore. So it's like a certain time of history as well. And it also says a lot about this fast or quick development of technology, of digital progress. Yeah. So here I have an image of a workshop. I think it's from 2017 still. It looks a little bit in the beginning, but yeah, because it goes slow. As I said, it's in Ravne. And right now I have like fixed group of 11 participants working on this constantly, but of course we have also other people joining us occasionally, and there are people coming maybe only for a few times, or some they join for a year or two and then they drop out, but 11 to 12 is like really the group. The working title there, it's Intergenerational Atelier Gobelin, and the workshop is happening twice a week on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for 3 hours. It's each workshop, And the place is as well meant as an open studio, so really everybody's welcome. We also have different special guests coming around every year. For example, Erasmus students are visiting us. Then each year we are presenting in the streets of Ravne, where there's this holiday, this municipality holiday of the town. And also from my side, it's sometimes presented on the exhibitions. Well, I have to say that when it was exhibited here, we've been 1 year without workshops, and the ladies, the group, were really looking forward that peace comes back and that they can again gather and start stitching and continue. They were really looking forward. This is a detail of stitching. You can see that the holes are really small, and it's this basic thread of 6 threads together, and it really the process goes really slow. Also, sometimes when we are, of course, changing colors and we are discussing which color to take, everything this extends then the work. And I have to say that I'm not always present because I live abroad, and we sometimes have video calls when the ladies are in doubt. They don't know which color or tone to take for a certain part. Then they call me by video, and we discuss this. And this is also this part how this generation is learning other way around to use the technology. Okay, that's me with Maria working together. I think we're trying to save one knot that happened meanwhile. So this workshop is really like a meeting point of generations. It's meant to exchange knowledge. What's interesting is also how they learned what this image means. At the beginning they said, "Oh, what is this? It's not nice. It's everything. It's too much colors. It's messy." But sometimes now they come, they say, "Oh, yesterday evening I was watching TV and then this glitch happened." And then I immediately thought about our Gobelan that we are working with Katja. Yeah, so I will show you 3 very short videos I have so you can see a little bit the mood, how is it there. It's a Slovenian. They're discussing colors. Okay. So we have some young visits. This boy, for example, he was really visiting for 1 year. He was there, but then he came to this teenage years. He dropped out. But what I noticed myself personally is that this older generation is more persistent in works like this. Meanwhile, the younger generation, it seems to me that like we want to immediately have the result already there. Otherwise, if it takes so long, we so quickly give up. Yeah. And one more video. So you can see that the work is for some really not simple, it's not easy, and we also use sometimes, if they like to, we bought magnifying glass. But when I say work, I don't like to use too much this word, because no one is forced there to come and to stay and to co-create with us. It's really meant to gather, to spend good time together, to be creative, and we simply spend good time together, and we also we drink coffee sometimes, and we do celebrations when there are birthdays. Yeah, it's free time activity. This picture is from one group exhibition that was in Ljubljana in 2017. Just wanted to show this, how is it sometimes replaced from the location, from where the workshop is happening elsewhere. And this is really like people are from the art scene, and I decided to show this work as a performance there. So the ladies traveled to Ljubljana, it's 2 hours away, and they were stitching there for 3 hours. We did like one workshop. This Kino Šiška, the location, is basically venue for urban culture. There are concerts, there are exhibitions, and it was really nice experience for everybody. Especially sometimes, like, this is already the generation that you don't see very often in venues like this. So for them it was really something special, and they felt like what they're working on has a special value also for next generations. So this is one more picture. I think it's from the video still. One more with detail. Yeah, and here you can see also that, well, usually when I go away, when they have doubts, they also ask me if I can write the numbers of the tones or the codes from the colors from the threads on, so then they can follow easily for certain for a few months when I'm away. Yeah. So that's it about this work. Maybe I would just shortly still show you what I'm doing parallel, textile-wise, to parallel to this project. But these are smaller formats. They are 23 and 37 centimeters big. The technique is the same. The material is the same. This one is called TV static noise. This one is RTV Slovenia 1. It's also captured the glitch, the error. This one is called Skype. It's in the frame. They are all basically in the frame. With the detail here, it's self portrait in Skype. Blue screen. This is Hat. This one came later, 2019 to 2020. Well, I also went in 2017. I went to Berlin I did master's studies, finished in 2020, and I focused in Kunstvermittlung, which is art mediation. Also because of these projects, I wanted to deepen my knowledge and experiences. So maybe in this time period, I was really slower, and I didn't work so much on these works because it was a lot of other work there. And these are very recent, so they are really, I really did them in a long stretch in 6 years, from 2017 to 2000. This year I finished 23, and yeah, well, also during Corona, maybe I had more time. The title is Gradient Series, Gradient 1, 2, and 3, and I call it actually experiment. It was my mimetic attempt or approach to reach perfect computer image of gradient. And I used different methods. First one was observing copying, next one was counting, and then measuring. But I learned from this that it's basically impossible with handwork and human mind to reach this mathematical or computer algorithm perfection. So I personally call them, well, it's a bit of a joke, a fail, but yeah, I think in the end it's a very nice work. Also, if I couldn't follow the computer perfection, I was also unable to copy my own previous work. Yeah, so here are from the close, the number 1, yeah, the slower 1, 2, and 3. Okay.
It's amazing. And what was the beginning that you started to interested in textile, and why you choose this material?
Yeah, interesting question. It's also difficult to answer. I was thinking a lot about this myself. But it's true that already as a girl, I like to sew, especially for my toys. I like to change, and I like to sew clothes. And for a long time, I was dreaming in my childhood that maybe I will become fashion designer. But then somehow, I mean, it's not easy when you are in Carinthia. You are really out of big cities of Europe to start something like this. And I got more support than from professors that maybe I should really follow the academic art education. So I enrolled then to art gymnasium and so on. I followed this career. But I always liked on the side to sew, stitch. I correct my own textiles at home. I like that. If there is a hole, I correct it, always hand. Yeah, and then with the big work, I came to this idea basically 2 or 3 years already before the realization. It came out of my painting series, because I'm a painter primarily, also educated as a painter, and my theme in painting was disturbance in communication. So I was painting, let's say, glitches, but I was also questioning the medium and the transformation of image from one media to another and so on. But at one point I asked myself, how can I show this disturbance in communication even better? If I'm painting, then I'm only one-to-one, like there is a canvas and it's me. And then there is a viewer once it's done, but it's not enough. So it came to my mind that there can be another component of the generational error in communication.
And this work is about community too, yes? So it was your first idea when you think about tapestry that this is a very important aspect of medium of textile. It was important for you?
Yeah, well, before I started anything, when I had this idea, I started educating myself. I went to museums, I went to see tapestries, and also me myself, I didn't know how to stitch. So everything like started from research, and then I was guided through this. I spoke also with some curators in Slovenia, and they gave me some advices how to go, and at certain point it was very utopian how I will start doing or create a piece like this. And when there was only idea, I applied to one open call of one gallery, very interdisciplinary, supporting young artists in Ljubljana. They put me in their selection and invited me to have interview. And then they said, Katja, but this is a big project. Our finances, our money we are limited to 1 year. We can't support you doing this for a year. We would love to, it's an amazing project, but you don't even know how you will make it. You don't have people. It's very risky. So then I learned I can't start out from art scene. I first need to find people. And my next step was then going to director of elderly home in Slovenj Gradec, which is my hometown. And I presented this idea. And then she said, wonderful, we would like to support this, but let's first test it. So bring the material, small parts, and we will try. So I brought, and I let stuff there for 1 week, and I came back. It was just abstract, nothing really, just that they could do flowers if they want. I came back after 1 week, and the director said, well, they didn't do nothing. They are scared. They are afraid to start whatsoever. And then she said, you know what, maybe we can put you in an intergenerational center, which was quite new, and people are more active there. You will present it there, and you will see then if you will get a group. Yeah, and that's how I did it. Then we slowly started, and they helped me then to really find place, and people slowly came. At the beginning, 4 or 5. Yeah, it was really slow, and it was still utopian. Even when we started, it was utopian. Everybody, like the visits that came over to the workshop, they were, what are you doing? Are you, when you will finish this, they asked. And it was not uplifting question for us. Really not. And I also have to mention one person. The picture at the beginning, there was one gentleman. I have only ladies now. Well, he passed away already soon after. He was in elderly home. And this person, he was architect by education, but in his free time, he loved to work on gobelins. He did his own little sketches, like flowers. He didn't buy this reproduced from the textile shops, but he really draw his own pictures, and he did that very precise. So he said he will join us on first meeting, and he will show us how this is done. And I'm very thankful, because without him, we wouldn't do it correctly, and we would do knots. But later he didn't want to join anymore, because it's sad, but he said, this is a wonderful project. I'm just afraid I can't live until it's finished. That's why I would prefer not to be part of it. He would be too sad to miss the realization of it. Yeah.
It's wonderful, but it's sad story too.
There are many stories behind, like, also beautiful stories.
Tell me, because it's an intergenerational center, so, but you told that young people are not so into textile yet.
Well, they are. It's some they come, like this boy, for example, or Erasmus. When they come, we also show them and we let them work, and it's addictive in a way. They can't leave them anymore. But on a long term, it's like a schedule, being like maybe every week or every second week coming there, and then they find some other hobbies or some. Yeah, I understand this as well. It's quite time consuming, and like young people maybe also have more these turns of interests from one time period and then another, but maybe later in life we'll come back to them.
Yes, and all these people now are friends, yes, like a family, because every one per week.
Yeah, that's true. Not all of them at the beginning knew each other or were friends, or they know each other maybe from town or not, but this activity really connected them and they became friends. So now I realized that they are also meeting out of the workshop. They are going to, I don't know, hike together, or they go to gym. It really enriches also their own private life.
And what kind of conversation they have about families, private life? Because it's interesting for me.
Well, everything. Everything. I also know them very Uppsala. I also know them now already quite well. It's personal things, family. When they have, I don't know, doctors, dentists, they exchange recipes for food. They tell about their activities or holidays. All this, conversation. It's very natural, like, everyday thing.
Did they argue at the video shop?
No, not really arguing, but discussing if it's that green or another green. One was convinced there is another green, but there was another green, but then they asked me.
Because now you live in Paris, yes? So how often can you enjoy them?
Actually, I'm traveling back and forth. I combine my life. I travel back and forth every 3 months, and then I stay 1 to 2 months in Slovenia. And when I'm there, then I'm always present. Basically, I go and I also work with them. It's not that I'm there. I'm not behaving like director, or I'm really like we are on the same level.
Because you gave them maybe not sense of life, but a very important element of their life.
Yeah.
And what you receive?
Good question. Well, I learned a lot from this project. To be very honest, at the beginning, I wasn't really someone who can have very close contact with older generation, maybe, and I'm sensitive to certain things of human lives, and also, for example, when my grandfather was in elderly home, for me was not very easy to see this. It's life. It's also and I think I learned a lot about tolerance and accepting people in different mindsets, and also different values, I would say. And I learned patience, I learned being just patient with time, because it's not only that the project is long, but also sometimes you try to explain something to someone and they don't understand. But then I said to myself, maybe it's just good as it is. Maybe it's community project. They should not, or it's not interesting if they strictly follow me. I should let them to do how they think it's right as well. So I learned how to leave space to people, I think. Honestly. Yeah.
And when you proposed them, that you can send work for the Triennale, International Triennale Tkaniny, how was the reaction?
Well, I was very afraid. I applied to this open call, and I was not really hoping for anything. I had no idea. And then I got this answer. And I think I let myself some time, few days first. I told my friends and family and asked for advice. I said, well, this is not now, I mean, of course I'm an author, but I don't feel like after all these years that this work is mine. It's from all of us. What if they don't agree, and I can't just take it away from them? It's part of their life. And then what I did first is I have Silva. This is a lady, when I'm not there, she is in charge for communication, mainly with me. And I told her first, I said, you know, I applied for an exhibition. It's in Poland, it's far away. And this is really a success to show this work to international public, and she was really, really happy. She said, I'm so happy, Katja, you should do this, let's do this. So yeah, they agreed, and they helped me to wrap it, and they were following all this. Also the award was for them big success. I'm just really sad that this time we were not able with the municipality or with the center really to arrange that they would be also able to have a trip as a whole group, like with the bus or something. That would be their wish. But yeah, it's a big pleasure for them. Yeah.
And it changed something that some of the people maybe started to treat
the public
work like an art, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. So the public, those people were at the beginning. They were asking, "What are you doing? Like, how long you will be stitching this?" Those they changed. They are showing more respect to this, and they see that has a bigger value than only stitching. It's of course it's stitching, but it's different. It's very unique, and yeah.
And I like very much that this work was presented not finished. Because it shows that the process is
Yeah. That was also their doubt very much. They were, do we have to finish it now for the for the exhibition? How? But we can't finish it. And I said, no, just like this. And maybe it's also part of it. We also don't know if it will be finished. No one knows what comes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that it was very brave that you proposed such an abstract composition. Because of course there are competition of embroideries, but they copies Leonardo da Vinci or flowers.
Yeah.
It's very modern in form, yeah.
Yeah, there are all different comments, of course. Last time one lady said, yeah, but how, Katja? But nowadays, Gobelin, the tapestries, they are losing the value. It's not like in 50s or 60s. But of course, it's different. Yeah.
And, this project was at the beginning of new ideas of another project with textile. So it's what is so unusual in a medium of textile that you can use art?
It's very haptic. Well, I used it with this purpose. When I said before, when I jumped from painting, was I was interested to show this error. So first one was, of course, in painting. What I did is first error is image itself is its error. Second error is this transfer from one media to another. So when it's picture on a screen and then it's painted or in any other format, it's another error in transferring. So certain codes are lost and some are gained. And then the third one is in textile. It's again another thing, and then you have people involved. But yeah, it's really it's very haptic, and I see also how the colors, they behave very, very different as well. Although it's flat, and it's meant to be very flat. Yeah, difficult. Difficult to say. Yeah, if you can be more precise. Yeah.
But I really like in your story that when you showed your idea, that it was not success at the first moment. Yeah, that you would have fight about this project. So
yeah, it took long time, and with these projects, yeah, it could be also fail already at the idea, and I can be really thankful that, of course, at a certain point I came across right people that were able to point me in the right direction, I would say, and support this idea. Of course, some curators, but art scene couldn't help me at the beginning, and then this director, and later this gentleman that showed me stitching. And well, now the art scene is coming in. Well, it's upside down. It's opposite of how I expected.
yeah, because in Turin, the Triennale was only curators of contemporary art.
Yeah.
And they were impressed about idea, but that you managed to join people, together.
Yeah, it's really special because it was not my circle, and this is a special public that you need to find a way to come to them and to communicate with them. It's really different than, of course, than with friends or with other curators and so on. Well, I have more projects not more, maybe 2 or 3 that I have ideas, but yeah, I'll see slowly. It's a slow process.
Connecting with a group of people or ideas?
I would also like to connect with people, but for the same group, I think it would be too demanding for the same group. I would prefer to find other place. And to mention this utopian idea, basically at the beginning I didn't have idea didn't want to do only one. I thought there would be a big series of 10 in different centers. That's how I presented also in that gallery with that open call when they said, no, we can't support you, it's too much. And this curator, the director of that gallery, he said, Katja, start only with one, that you see if one works, not with 10. And I'm also happy about that advice. It's big to have one. Maybe in time more, but I think those would be different works then.
Yeah, we are very happy that you are with us, and thank you so much that you sent your application. It was very important work.
Thank you.
And I'm happy that this matter has had input.
Thank you.
In your work. So.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, yeah, there are new how to say projects following out of this cooperation. Of course, it's very nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.